On 1 November, Australia will assume the role of President of the UN Security Council. It'll be the second time that Australia has held the Security Council presidency during its 2-year term, and since it's occurring nearing the end of our term, it'll provide an opportunity to draw on the experience that has been gained throughout that time. There are 2 aspects I'm going to address today. Firstly, why is the UN Security Council presidency significant? And secondly, what can we expect from Australia's UN Security Council presidency? On the first issue, the role of UN Security Council President is generally viewed as significant as it provides some limited scope to influence the agenda, particularly on issues that are seen as novel or not necessarily receiving enough attention as part of Council discussions. Australia did this in 2013 in September, when it held a discussion on the issue of small arms and light weapons, which resulted in the adoption of Resolution 2117 on the issue, the first ever resolution on small arms and light weapons. It's expected that Australia will choose to focus on 3 issues during its upcoming presidency, namely UN policing, sanctions, and counterterrorism. It's worth noting, though, that the Council presidency doesn't provide wide scope to influence the agenda for the entire month. There will be many issues that have been predetermined, partly as a result of the mandate renewal cycle and already scheduled briefings. Issues that we can expect to come up throughout November will include things such as Iraq, Liberia and Syria, as well as the mandate renewal for the UN mission in South Sudan. So moving on to the second issue, what can we expect from Australia's Council presidency? Well, as I've already foreshadowed, there are 3 issues that we expect Australia will be taking forward. As part of the discussions on policing, it's expected that the heads of police components from the UN's peacekeeping missions will be invited to take part in Council discussions, and some of them may participate and brief the Council. This models a novel approach that has been adopted annually with the heads of military components over the last 5 years. It'll provide a useful opportunity to hear directly from the field on some of the challenges that police are facing in peacekeeping missions. It's also anticipated that the first standalone resolution on policing may be pursued as part of this initiative. If adopted, it'll draw attention to the needs of police and peacekeeping and the important role that they play, and leave a lasting legacy in terms of Australia's work on the Council on this issue. Another initiative Australia is expected to take forward will be on the issue of UN sanctions. Australia has been taking part in a high-level review with other member states over the last year to look at ways to improve the effectiveness of UN sanctions regimes. The UN Security Council currently manages 15 sanctions regimes, and there has been an appetite, particularly in recent years, to apply them as an enforcement mechanism of the Council. We've seen this more recently with the applications of sanctions in the context of Central African Republic and Yemen, and more recently there have been discussions around whether they might be applied in the context of South Sudan. They remain a much relied upon enforcement mechanism of the Council, yet there is large scope for their effectiveness to be improved. Australia has attempted to apply some innovative approaches as part of its role as chair of the Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee, but there is no mechanism and limited scope to share a lot of these lessons across the 15 UN sanctions regimes. Furthermore, there is a lack of transparency about a lot of the work that is undertaken in these committees. Efforts to introduce a resolution that might improve these efforts and the broader coordination across the UN system on UN sanctions would be an effective outcome, and again something that would enable Australia to leave a lasting mark in terms of its work on the Council. The other high-profile initiative that Australia is expected to take forward as part of its presidency will be on the issue of counterterrorism. There's no doubt that this is a timely issue that warrants further attention. It's expected that these discussions will build further on the debate that was convened in September by the US as President of the Security Council that resulted on the adoption of Resolution 2178 on foreign terrorist fighters. Such a discussion would bring further attention to the issue, provide a forum to discuss issues such as how member states are approaching the issue of countering violent extremism, and may even provide an opportunity for discussion about the work of sanctions in these contexts, particularly the Al-Qaeda sanctions regime. Perhaps receiving less attention, but something of note, is the fact that the 5 new incoming members of the Council will start to shadow its work in mid-November, including New Zealand. Hopefully Australia can set a good example in its role as Security Council President, particularly with the ambitious agenda that has been set.